Guys, I can get 600, but I just want it full. I'm not really that bothered. I might rent it at 550 just to fill it. So I make money when I buy properties. As I said, guys, we are in Sheffield today. We are at HMO. And have I done the wrong thing here? I'm going to explain to you why, and I'm going to explain to you why all money out commercial revals or commercial uplifts are not always the best things to do. So come inside and I'll show you around. So this is a HMO, a student HMO. I paid a premium for this about 3 or 4 years ago. I got some money back and I just wanted to get rid of it. I got a big chunk, so I put it as a deposit. I bought it tenanted. It was cash flowing, and it still is, but it's vacant today. And I'm gonna show you why it's not always a good idea to buy and pay an expensive price for already running compliant HMO. Why? Okay, so it's risky. All money out, commercial HMO deal. And I'm saying commercial, guys, it's a 4-bed HMO, but it's Article 4. So you do get about a 15 to 20% uplift, plus you will pay a premium in big cities like Sheffield. The university's around the corner. Student area, it's never been empty apart from today. Guys, the purchase price was 220k, which is slightly above bricks and mortar, but not too much, okay? So I bought it for 220k from auction. Or it might have been 210, but just for simplicity, say 220. I then had to get it revalued last year because the rates went up. So I revalued it and I thought, why not pull some money out? Because I'm buying quite heavily discounted distress deals of landlords exiting. Not in Sheffield, it's too expensive. You're going to see why in a minute. If you want my BMV sourcing, etc., yes, in the comments you'll get my free guide and show you how we do it all. But in this video, I'm showing you what not to do. So I revalued it at 280k, okay? I then pulled out, so I got 75% of 210k, 165k I pulled out, obviously paid back the paid back the existing mortgage, so I'm left with 45k back. That was basically my initial deposit. So I got all money out, 45k, left some stamping, but this is before the stamp duty rates went up, so the stamp was about 5k, if that, on this one, on that price. Now it would have been a lot more. Right, because I've revalued, guys, the mortgage has jumped up to 700, I think it's slightly more, but let's say £700 per calendar month on a 5% rate, which is pretty typical. The rent is 2k minimum, but let's say 2k, because we're always going to get it, you're always going to choose the best offer, the first offer usually, so let's say 2k. 500 quid a room in Sheffield. You might get 600, as I said, but let's base it on worst case scenario, like I do for clients. You're then making £1,300 a month, minus a few bills, so you're making over £1,000. Now, that's not the problem, guys. The problem is like now. It's been mismanaged by agents. They didn't do the viewings. They didn't get access in time. It's a very student market in this area, so you need to get it right in terms of letting it for the next academic year. Now, they've messed it up. I've had to come in and take over. I've taken it off the agents. We're going to rent it ourselves. The problem is now, guys, and it's not so much a problem for me because my portfolio makes over 50k a month net, but I still feel it, and you will feel it. I'm now not making £1,300. I'm actually losing £700 a month because it's an empty property. So you see how it suddenly goes from £1,300 a month to £700 a month loss. That's without the bills, that's without council tax, and obviously the standing charges for the gas, electric, water, etc. So now I've gone to £700 per CM loss. 2 months, it might take 2 months to fill this, £1,400 loss. Guys, when we buy properties for clients, I usually say, buy like we're buying Liverpool, Manchester, outside of Manchester, but those areas. We're buying properties for like 120 and remortgage them 150 and pulling out 30k. But the mortgages are never above £500. They're usually 400-ish, around there. So what that means is, guys, is if you have one empty, you're only losing 400 quid. Not only that, but you're not relying on the student market. You're not relying on being near the uni, so we can only rent it in July, August before September starts because of the uni. You're not relying on that. We have social housing, full-time, fully let. You'll never have this problem. But let's say even if you do, say if you have to wait a month for social housing to sign it off through us because we've got all the contacts, but sometimes it does take a month to get signed off, okay? You lose 400 quid. I am now losing And by the way, guys, you're still making about 900 a month net, most clients, right? So now, instead of making 1,300, I'm losing 700. That's the problem with commercial, all money out HMO deals. And by the way, guys, this is a small mortgage. I know people who've done commercial deals who've got mortgage at £1,500, which is all very well when you're making 3k rent and then you're making £1,500, but when it's vacant, you suddenly drop and you're suddenly losing 1,500. Now, if you've got 10 of those, you'll be bankrupt, the average person. If I had 10 of these, I'd be losing £7,000 a month. Crazy. And there's landlords with 10 properties around this area. So always good to spread out your risk, always good to buy in different areas, always good to don't always go for the all money out deal. Sometimes leave some money in. If I left some money in, it wouldn't be that bad, but just food for thought, guys. What are you comfortable with? At 50k a month net profit, of course I'm comfortable with losing 700. If you're on 5k a month and you're losing 700, that's a fifth of your income gone, guys. Not only that, you have to spend money. So now I'm going to rent this house. I'm going to have to refresh it. It's not going to cost a lot, but I've got my own builders. I'm going to refresh it. I've got some bedding. I'm going to have to stage it. I'm going to have to do viewings. We'll get there. We'll get it rented. I'm going to change all this carpet. All this needs painting. We have deducted from the deposit. It's just a bit of TLC. That vinyl needs changing. Students next door, that's already rented. So don't always rely on agents as well. That's why we do social housing. But it's a good house, this. It's a good house, a good area. It's just a risk that you need to be comfortable taking. So guys, I bought it and it already had rental income for a year. So I got half of my deposit back in a year anyway. So it wasn't too bad. I bought it with income. And then it was rented the next year. It was even rented the year after. But this year, for some reason, the agent hasn't been the greatest. I looked at the pictures. I analysed why. There were poor pictures. She wasn't on Rightmove. One woman band kind of agency wasn't on Rightmove. Insisted that Facebook marketing would do it. It didn't. I should have known better, but I'm servicing clients. I'm buying projects. You take your eye off the ball, you can't do everything. So it doesn't matter, I'm not bothered. As long as all my clients are happy, we're still servicing clients, I'm not too bothered. I know this will get rented. So let's just have a look. I'll show you around. So there's one room here. Guys, I can get 600, but I just want it full. I'm not really that bothered. I might rent it at 550 just to fill it. Because I make money when I buy properties. As I said, bathroom just needs tidying up a bit. It's not too bad, just a little refresh. Get the cleaners in. Nice little room here. This is a pretty cool room. I like this room, probably my favourite room. Just needs some TLC, I think. But these will go. These rooms will go. We just need some bedding on it. It's just time more than anything. Take you up the attic. A bit dark up here, guys. Don't know where the lights... Guys, do you know what the funny thing is? This is a nice room as well. Do you know what the funny thing is? I've been to this property twice since I've owned it. Once, just when I viewed it, or just after I bought it. I don't think I viewed it. And then once last year to drop some stuff off. It's always been full. So, you know, you're buying income at the end of the day. Now I'm here, I'm quite kind of appreciating it. It's actually in a really good postcode in Sheffield as well. So it gets the best schools and stuff like that. So it's valuable in that sense as well. Sometimes you don't always buy property for one reason. You know, you can swap your address and send your kids to the best school here. So it's pretty cool for that. But yeah, it's nice property, just needs, so like to rent this out, because of my experience, I know like there's too much furniture in this room. Like they've got a wardrobe here, which looks like 1990s. There's a clothes rail here. There's 2 desks, which is unnecessary, it just looks cluttered. It looks like one of them old Airbnbs. Then you've got that, and you've got, it's just too much. Now I've got to find the time. I'm going to send the lads here, I think, and just to clean it all up and just remove stuff. I think we'll get away with the carpet. It just needs cleaning. I don't really want to spend like grands changing the carpet and stuff. Because we're going to rent it a bit cheaper anyway. I don't know what that is, why there's a bookcase in there. So yeah, guys, it's just a bit annoying. Oh, you can see, I didn't even know, you can see the city from there. That's quite cool. I am very confident this will rent, but I'm more annoyed. We could change our desk as well, I think. I'm more annoyed about the fact that it's just extra work that I need to do now. Peak season for holidays, for my holiday, peak season for buying stuff from auction in Manchester. And I have a golden rule. I don't buy another property until I'm fully let. And this is the one that's letting, this is the weakest chain in the link. So you always got to focus on the weakest chain. As I say to clients, a lot of clients come to me with like 5, 6, 7 properties in a portfolio. The first thing we do is make sure there's no weak links in the chain that could break it. Then we get on the train and keep driving, pushing forward to the station where they want to be. But make sure everything is running, nothing's weak. So I can't go and buy another house. I've got purchases lined up below market value in different areas of the UK for myself, right? I can't go and buy them properties knowing that this is empty. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me. That's how you can run out of cash. That's how you can go bankrupt. So, you know, doesn't make sense to have too many things empty. So I don't mind the odd room in Manchester for like a week, but a house like this, which is like 2k a month, I need it full. So guys, as I said, I know what I'm doing. I've been in this game since I was 19, 20 years old, right? I know how to grow a portfolio, and how to grow a portfolio is step by step. Don't ring me up and say I want to buy 10 houses at once. I don't care if you've got £1 million in the bank like some clients. We do one at a time. We get one full, social housing, 5-year lease, onto the next one. Full, onto the next one. Maybe throw in one student let, get it secured for the academic year, onto the next one. We don't go all in and just have loads of houses, loads of empty rooms. It doesn't work. Also, I always say to clients, don't worry about getting all your money out. Sometimes it's all right to leave 10k in the deal. It gives you more cushion. So it's just comfortable what risk you want to take, where you are in life, where you are in your property journey. Now, the other thing, guys, is this property is not going to be double in 5 years. It's not even going to be maybe even 20%. And that's the other problem about buying profitable HMOs. Even though I got it from below market value, yes, I did, right? But they don't appreciate as much as you're seeing first-time buyer properties. They just don't. It's like buying a mid-executive terrace on a nice estate where you pay 400k from it. It's not going to be worth 800k in like 4 years. So I have to be comfortable for the fact that I bought this for 220. It's worth 280 now. It's not going to be worth 380 or 480 anytime soon. Whereas the first-time buyer houses that we're buying in Liverpool, around Manchester, Warrington, for example, they are going up massively, guys. So just bear that in mind as well. The more niche your property is, where only landlords will buy it, the less buyers you have, especially if landlords leave the market, the less likely it is to go up. Guys, if you want my help in sourcing, if you want to really crack it at this property game and make, like I do, have a good portfolio making minimum 10k a month, scaling all the way up to 50k a month and plus, yes in the comments below. Any questions, let me know. Please, guys, like and subscribe this video. Really does help me out. And I'm going around the UK where all the properties are, bringing you content every week, and we're going to ramp that up, guys. So, guys, I'm just literally making this room a little bit nicer, getting it smelling nicer. We're going to put some photos on, maybe touch them up with AI, and just get this room out ourselves on open rent. That's how I built my business. Obviously, there's easier ways to do it now, but sometimes you just have to go to the old school way of a bit of elbow grease and a bit of common sense, really. And do you know what, guys? It's like, bloody hell, it smells like my Monster drink. It smells exactly the same as that, mango. You're learning, you're watching a guy, and you're if you do use me for my sourcing or mentoring, you've got a guy who's built this business, multi-million-pound property portfolio from the ground up, from zero. You've not got a guy who's been in it for a year, doesn't know how to rent a room, has got a few social housing contracts or a few properties and claims that he knows everything. Because guess what? I know the road better than anyone because I've done it from the ground up. I used to rent rooms like this. There was no such thing as social housing contracts in 2011. Like, there wasn't. You could get LHA rates, but no one wanted them. So I built this up from the ground up. I know how to rent rooms. Yes, I might rely on agents. Yes, I might, refer you to social housing companies. But at the same time, you need the backup. You need to be able to do the basics. It's been so long, I've forgotten how to open these. Well, to be honest with you guys, I didn't even used to use these to rent rooms. My rooms go all the time. So guys, yeah, it's important to be able to not have to rely on anyone, So, like, you've got me, and it's like I can rent these rooms out. I've got no problem. I don't need to rely on anyone. And that's what I say to clients, right? Make sure you buy a property in an area where you can rent it to multiple people. Too many people just go to me, oh, I just want social housing. That's all I want. Yeah, that's fine. What if the government changes the scheme? What if the funding stops, right? So you're buying a property because you want to give it social housing, but what if it doesn't work? So you need to buy in areas where you can rent it to students, you can rent it to families, you can rent it to social housing. Then you've got multiple options, because guess what, guys? Markets change. You might think, oh, it's secure, it's a 5-year deal, and it might be, but then what happens in 5 years' time? You know, and time goes quick in property. I've had this property almost 5 years myself, and I feel like I only bought it the other day. So, guys, I'm just dressing the room. It's a Saturday. My portfolio is on 50k a month, and I've got a villa in Spain, and I'm here dressing a room. So that's because I love this game and know how to do it. And sometimes I do get bored in Spain and want to come back and get hands-on. So, and if you look, the more you look after your properties, guys, the more your properties will look after you. My properties have made my life amazing. It's allowed me to now work with some amazing clients as well and teach them the game. Young ones, professionals, rich people, you know, all sorts of walks, sports people, all walks of life. So look after your properties will look after you. Let me show you what I'm doing next door. So that's pretty much ready to photograph. I just need to do a few more adjustments. And then what I'm going to do is, it's all about making it, spending as least as possible, because let's be honest, who wants to spend thousands of pounds on a property? You'd rather buy a new one, right? But at the same time, you need to make it not just nice for now, but for letting for the next academic year. So if you know student houses, they'll start looking in October, and ideally you want to secure it in October so they can move in July. So changing the carpet here, changing that. There's no point paying a cleaner to clean this. We're just going to vinyl it. We're just going to change the vinyl. We're charging the previous tenants for it because it's too dirty. So just a little bit of paint, freshen up. We'll probably keep the same sofas, to be honest. It just looks a bit commercial, a bit like 90s. It's not really that homely. You know, just bits in the wall there that we've charged for. So just getting everything sorted. Maybe might be an idea to change that curtain, put it a bit brighter. But it's very little minor changes that needs doing. Maybe just a lick of paint here to brighten it all up. That's all getting changed to stripy light carpet. The door's quite nice. That's quite like a nice colour. So just making it less 90s, more up-to-date spec, and it'll rent, guys, honestly. I mean, this room's almost ready. What I'm going to do, some hanging plants down here, put that in the middle, get another cushion on there, clean it all up, get it photographed, put it a little bit lower than the competition, and just get it let. Guys, subscribe, like, comment. You'll learn how to build a property portfolio. You'll learn how to get financial freedom and build your portfolio. You only need to start with 10 houses, you're over £1 million. Niven Samanchetti, see you in the next one.